Today I have beside me a box of new items from Flair, and I'm excited to unbox that with you today. But before we do that, I just want to say welcome to Kabin's Coffee Corner. This channel is designed to help you choose the coffee gear you want to brew with at home. If you could please like and subscribe, that really helps me produce more content and get items like what we'll be seeing today. I also have an Instagram account. You're more than welcome to follow me there. And lastly, if you're looking at purchasing anything from Flair, please use the links in the description below. I'll make a slight commission at no extra charge to you. So we got 3 items with us today that most of them recently got released here. And I'm going to unbox all of these with you. This is the first one, the Flare Neoflex. This is a replacement in their lineup to the Flare Neo, which is a pressurized portafilter of a Flair. And they've made some modifications to this and made it a little bit cheaper. Nice little instruction things here. And here we have the Flare Neo Plus. Neoflex. Sorry, Neoflex. We're going to get this right. Sorry, Flair, for messing that up. But so they made some constructions on it in the Flair base, and basically everything is slightly different here, and this simply pops in. Maybe I should read the instructions before I do this, but it'll be okay. Put it in backwards. So it just simply sits on the frame like that, and you have a nice little lever, pull down, and you have 2 portafilters here. You have the 2-in-1 bottomless portafilter that has been on some of their products in the past. And then you have the whole brew head over here. Let's see if I can pop that out. And this is where things start to really kind of change. You have your dispersion screen right there. I'm going to put that to the side. And then you have your Neo pressurized thing. And this allows you to basically have a pressurized portafilter. And that allows you to kind of utilize the portafilter to compensate with your grind size. So if you don't have a good grinder, this will help you still achieve good drinkable espresso without it. This is probably one of my most recommended products that I've ever done on this channel because it gets people into espresso who don't want all the finicky stuff. The next thing is they have a new piston. The piston here, if I can get it out, they have a nice little funnel in Tamper, and you can use that funnel / Tamper to kind of push this out, which is very difficult to do when it's brand new. A lot easier to do later down the road. Man, that's really in there. Well, I'll get that out later, but anyway, what's unique about this is it has a different type of plunger on it. And that plunger has a pressurized piece in it. So basically it allows this to break and allow water to come through it if you were to, say, grind too fine, and it will prevent the frame from breaking because this little seal will break, and then you can replace it with a replacement piece that they have currently, or you could probably even find it online down the road eventually. I determined to get this out at some point. Man, they really got that lodged in there quite well, if I do say so myself. Anyway, moving on from that, and then like the little preheat cap. So my first initial thing about this is this comes in at $100, which is cheaper than any other Neo in the past. The original Neo came in at $125, and you just got this pressurized basket. You didn't get the standard bottomless basket with it, and you'd have to pay another $25 with that. The change is it's no longer a metal frame, it is a plastic frame, which honestly doesn't bother me at all. I trust Flair when they said that they made it well and sturdy. It doesn't allow you to use the pressure gauge because this part is quite a bit wider than the original one was. But it seems well made in comparison to what I thought it was going to be. Knowing that the frame was going to be plastic, I was a little concerned, but it feels pretty sturdy, and it doesn't seem too much of a concern to brew with. But I'm going to test this a lot more, and I'm going to probably break through and over pressurize the thing just to see how it reacts to not breaking the frame and giving you a little bit of help on that. The next thing I want to unbox is probably one of the most unique products on their website, and that is the Flare 58 battery. So they made this rechargeable battery for it. So this battery can then preheat the Flare 58. It has a heating element on the inside, so you can charge it and then just plug this cable directly into it. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but the battery itself is $150, so you can basically buy a Neo for the same price as this battery. So we're going to see how this works and see if there's a benefit to buying it or if it's just kind of a waste of $150. And we have the last product here, which is the one that I'm the most excited for, and that is the Flare 58 Plus. So about 6 months ago or so, I sold my Flare 58 to a barista at a local coffee shop. He ended up buying it, and I ended up getting lazy and didn't want to pull a lever when I made a shot, so I ended up buying the Flare. I ended up getting rid of the Flare 58 just so I didn't have to pull the lever. However, I bought a very expensive coffee over Christmas. It was like $50 for 4 ounces, expensive. And what happened was I tried to pull a shot. It was meant for espresso, and I grinded too fine and choked my machine. So I adjusted it coarser. Still was too fine, choked it again, and choked it a third time, and wasted 3 shots of an expensive thing. So with a Flare, you can feel the pressure on there, and it gives me kind of a more indicator of how off I am on my grind side. So if it's not coming out, I can tell if it's way too fine or if it's just slightly too fine if I force it a little harder. So I bought a 58 again, just so I could buy those expensive coffees and not have to worry about it, and because I think the quality of these things are phenomenal. So I bought this one instead of the standard 58 just for fun. It's got a nice wooden walnut portafilter with a puck screen. So that's kind of what it comes with, and it comes with 2 baskets, I believe. Does it come with 2 baskets? So we got some Allen keys, some adjustments there, and it comes with, what is this? Oh, that's not what I thought it was. So maybe it just comes with 1 basket. Either way, it's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. This is the articulating shot mirror, and we have the wall base thing that you plug into the wall. And let's see what we all have here. I like the casing on it. It's kind of have like a velvet liner on the inside of this, which is a nice change. We're going to slide that out. And set this down nicely. And you got your little controller, which is the exact same as the original 58, which I'm kind of a little disappointed. I thought it would feel a little nicer. Maybe it is a little nicer. I can't really remember since I haven't used that old one in a while. And it does look like it comes with the high flow basket and the low flow. The low flow one kind of has the bowed edges on there. But these are really, really good quality baskets. You don't need to replace this with like a VST or an IMS basket because of how good they are. All right. I heard a rumor too that they are making a travel case for the 58. I saw that on a Facebook group. So we'll see if that actually comes out to be what it is. And then we have the simple setup of this is a two in one done basket, which is basically you have a stem guide, I think. I don't like reading manuals if you haven't figured that out yet. So I'm just going to figure this out on my own. But what I found the best to do in the back pass is hold this between your legs, put the base on top, add the bolts in there. And the thing is, you want to get this as level as possible, so that's why you want to install it like so. There's a couple things that I'm hoping to do with the Flare 58 Plus, and that's One of them is I really want to make a drip tray for it that drains, because one of the things that I don't like about the Flair is the fact that you have to pull through your shot. So there's going to be water left in the reservoir, and you want to go through that rest of the water reservoir before you unlock the portafilter. Otherwise, it makes quite a bit of a mess. And that's one of the things that I didn't like about the Flair, is having to deal with that. So like I said before, this is the 58 Plus model. And the Plus model has those two baskets, and it's outfitted in walnut filters, or walnut wood handles everywhere. And it also has blacked out Allen key and bolts on it. And it also comes with this Walnut 58 millimeter Tamper right here, which feels a little differently than I thought, but we'll see. So it's a little bit of an upgrade, if you will, on a Tamper. And then on the side here, it has the ability to have this articulating shot mirror magnetically placed and angled to your preference right there on the side. It's not as strong as I would like to adjust it, kind of need to hold it a little bit more, but it does get the job done well. And one of the things that you might have noticed, where did it go? It does come with a pressure gauge, and that pressure gauge I will not be using because there's a new company out called Presso Sensor. I'll put the link in there below. And they came out with this. This is a smart, basically kind of similar to the Smart Espresso Profiler. The people that made that kind of split hairs and kind of left each other, and one of them came out with this sensor, which is about half the size as the Smart Espresso Profiler, and screws on and replaces the pressure gauge. They are working on a T-splitter where you can have both the Smart, or the Pressi sensor, and a gauge on there as well, so you can see both. But the nice thing about this one versus the Smart Espresso Profiler, I haven't tested it out, but you will see a review on it, is when you unscrew this, there's one standard battery, which is like a 30 or 2032 or something like that, but it's a $7 battery that you can get basically anywhere, rather than having to pay $25 and getting it imported to the US from another country. So that is my setup for the new Flair 58 Plus. And overall, it feels like a Flair, and they've done a great job of this. I don't know what you call it. The stem guide, that's what it's called. So they did a nice job of that. And overall, I'm excited to see how this works, and I'm excited to have a Flair back again. It has this bolt too, which I'm not really sure, but I've missed my Flair a lot, and this one does feel like the wooden accents are nicer. It's not a crazy upgrade from the original one, but it is an upgrade, and I'm excited to have this. This is actually gonna most likely be my espresso machine on my counter that I'm gonna use regularly, and I think I'm gonna pair it with a Bambino or a Bambino Plus, because that allows me to get quick espresso with no heat up time if I'm wanting that, if I want something a little faster. But this allows me to give me the best quality shot possible. I've used a lot of machines, and I think this is still probably one of my favorite for the quality of the shot that comes out of it. So yeah, if you have any questions on the Neoflex, this big battery, to give a perspective of how big that is. If you have any questions on Flare Neoflex, Flair 58 Plus, or the battery, feel free to drop those in the comments below. I'd love to answer these out in the upcoming videos. And I do want to say a special thank you to Flair and Press Sensor. Sorry, I gotta just look that up a little bit more. Both of them sent me these products at a slight discount for exchange of an honest review. So they will not be hearing what I'm going to say about either one of these companies until after, until it's published, until you guys will see it. But I did receive this gauge at a discount, and I did receive all of these products at a discount in exchange for some videos. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to these reviews with you.